Assalamualaikum, my name is Nazurah Shukri. Today I will be presenting on a contemporary issue in talent acquisition. The growing gig workforce in Malaysia. The gig economy in Malaysia has expanded rapidly with more Malaysians choosing flexible, on-demand work such as e-hailing, food delivery, online freelancing, and digital microtasks. This is driven by the appeal of autonomy, flexible schedules, and multiple income sources compared to traditional full-time employment. Malaysia labour market data indicate a clear shift in employment behaviour where fewer Malaysians are actively waiting for full-time job opportunity and more individuals are turning toward flexible or informal work arrangement. According to the Malaysian Economy Statistic Review, the potential labour force has been declined from 2019 to 2023, reflect a reduced number of people seeking traditional permanent employment. Gig workforce is shown popular among younger Malaysians. Based on my article review, reveal that majority of gig workers fall within 21 to 30 age group with 39.1% age 18 to 25 and 36.5% age 26 to 32. This indicates that young Malaysians, especially fresh graduates and early career individuals, are increasingly choosing gig work due to its ease of entry, flexible scheduling, and immediate earning potential. As gig participants increase, companies are facing growing challenge in attracting and retaining full-time employees. Many job seekers now prefer gig arrangement or 5-job roles, making full-time job less appealing. This creates significant contemporary issues in talent acquisition, as organizations must now rethink how they design, recruit, and retain permanent talent in an economy where gig work is becoming the preferred choice. The growing gig workforce in Malaysia actually brings several positive benefits for employees. First, gig work is very easy and fast to get a job. Most people join gig workforce within less than 6 months to 1 year, which show that gig jobs provide immediate income. Most people join gig work within less than 6 months to 1 year, which show that gig jobs provide immediate income, especially during urgent situations like the COVID-19 pandemic. Second, gig works provide flexibility and autonomy. These studies show that workers really value to choosing their own working hours, rest day, and workload. Based on the article, autonomy was rated as one of the strongest pull factor with a mean score of 1.93. This shows that workers are highly motivated by the freedom and control offered in gig work. Gig workers appreciate the ability to choose their own working hours, rest day, workload, and income target. Unlike full-time job, they follow fixed schedules. Gig workers can organize their time schedule according to personal needs or family responsibility. This autonomy also contributes to better work-life balance. Workers can decide when to work, when to rest, giving them more control over their daily routine and earnings. As a result, many individuals feel empowered and less restricted, which explains why gig workers continue to attract a large portion of the workforce. The growing gig workforce in Malaysia brings several negative implications for employees, especially in terms of job security, long-term well-being. One of the main issues is the lack of social protection, as gig workers are not recognized as formal employees but rather as independent contractors. According to the HR Hub.my 2025, gig workers are not entitled to basic protections such as EPF, SOCSO, paid leave, or medical insurance. Because of this classification, many gig workers earn unstable income. They often have to work long hours just to meet their basic needs. Another significant negative implication is lack of long-term career prospect. Gig work does not provide clear pathway for promotion, career advancement, or skill development. Unlike traditional full-time employees, most gig roles such as delivery, e-hailing, and micro-tasking are low-skill and repetitive, meaning workers gain very limited transferable skill. Because of this, gig workers may struggle to secure higher-paying or more specialized jobs in the future. This data also shows that 77% of gig workers fall within 21 to 30 age group. This indicates a worrying trend where young Malaysians are becoming increasingly dependent on gig jobs that offer short-term income but lack opportunity to build stable. From the organizational perspective, the rise of the gig workforce also brings certain positive impacts, especially in terms of cost efficiency. According to the Harian Metro, the chairman of the Gig Community Secretariat Malaysia, Datuk Sri MOHAMAD explained that business benefits significantly because hiring gig workers help reduce overall operational costs. Since gig workers not covered under the Employment Act 1955, companies are not legally required to provide standard employee benefits such as EPF contribution, social protection, paid leave, or medical coverage. This means organizations can save a substantial amount on labor-related expenses. The rising preference for gig work creates substantial challenge for organizations in Malaysia, particularly in talent acquisition and workforce planning. As more individuals choose flexible gig employment over traditional full-time roles, companies face shrinking pool of candidates that are willing to commit to permanent position. This makes it increasingly difficult for employers to attract and retain skilled workers, especially for roles requiring long-term stability and structured career progression. As a result, companies struggle to attract applicants for long-term, stable positions, which directly disrupt their talent acquisition strategy. This challenge is supported by the data from the 2025 PACE Asia Salary Guide, where 64% of Malaysian organizations reported moderate to extreme skill shortage. Hiring managers explain that it has become increasingly difficult to fill specialized and senior positions because many workers now prefer flexible gig arrangement rather than committing to full-time job. He's also found that employees are not leaving jobs only because of salary. Many resign because they want better work-life balance and more autonomy, benefits they can easily obtain through gig work. For the positive impact on government developed new laws to protect gig workers. This shows the gig economy encouraged the government to modernize labor law and update outdated regulation. As gig work continues to grow, the government is now preparing the Gig Workers Bill, which is expected to be tabled in Parliament soon. According to Human Resource Minister Stephen Sim Chu Kiong, the bill aims to provide essential social security protection for gig workers. These include addressing major issues reported by the gig workers such as job insecurity, unstable income, and the absence of paid leave. The development of this new bill shows that the government is taking proactive steps to ensure that gig workers are not left out of the national social protection system. For the negative impact on government face increasing financial and administrative burden to regulate and protect gig workers. The growing workforce increases pressure on the government to regulate, monitor, and protect gig workers. To manage the growing gig workforce, the government needs to establish the Gig Economy Commission, SEGIM, and introduce new policy. However, doing this requires significant operational costs, regulatory work, and long-term financial commitment. When more gig workers lack stable income or do not contribute to EPF, the government faces a heavier burden in providing welfare support and ensuring proper enforcement. This is why Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi proposed SEGIM as the main regulatory body to oversee and stabilize Malaysia's expanding gig sector. The expansion of the gig workforce brings several positive impacts on society, particularly by providing immediate income opportunity for low and medium income Malaysians who struggle with rising living costs. Gig work also function as social stabilizer, helping families manage their expense and avoid financial hardship. From the descriptive statistic, gig workers agree that their income helps them achieve their financial goals. As you can see, mean 5.02. This indicates that many workers feel their gig income is sufficient for important needs such as paying bills or saving money. This data also shows that their spending is lower than their income, which mean 4.58, meaning they are not overspending. This issue also brings negative impact to society, particularly in terms of labor market stability. According to the Department of Society Malaysia, the potential labor force dropped significantly from 441.1k to 223.5k between 2019 and 2023. This decline means fewer Malaysians are actively looking for permanent jobs. Instead, more people are moving toward gig or informal work rather than entering the formal job market. For the consequences, if the issue is not addressed, we will see decline in the traditional labor market. Full-time jobs are becoming less attractive each year, especially if companies do not improve flexibility. Gig jobs are more appealing because workers value flexibility, autonomy, and the ability to earn from multiple sources. As a result, fewer Malaysians are choosing full-time jobs and many prefer gig work instead. This shift creates the second consequences is the increased burden on the government. Because gig workers do not receive traditional employee benefit, the government must spend more on welfare, social protection, and regulatory oversight. Most gig workers do not have EPF, SOCSO, paid leave, or medical coverage. To ensure their safety and well-being, the government needs to step in by providing social security, insurance and welfare program. However, setting up and managing this program require extra funding, more staff and additional administrative work. For the solution, the first solution is to implement the gig workers bills to strengthen social protection for gig workers. According to Human Resource Minister Stephen Sim Chu Kyong, the bill will provide essential social security protection for the gig industry. The bill addresses key issues such as job insecurity, inconsistent income, and lack of benefit like paid leave, EPF, and medical coverage. The second solution is to establish the Gig Economy Commission or SEGIM to regulate gig platform. This was proposed by Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamid as the main regulator body to oversee Malaysia's expanding gig workforce. SEGIM will act as a regulator to monitor the gig sector and balance the needs of both workers and employers. But last solution is to encourage hybrid workforce models which combine full-time employees with freelance or gig-based talent. Large organizations such as Telecom Malaysia, Maybank, CIMB have already integrated gig-based worker into their digital and technological initiatives, showing a growing acceptance of this evolving work structure. This ability. In conclusion, the rise of gig works is a major HR issue in Malaysia today. To respond effectively, organizations must adapt new strategies such as social protection reforms, stronger regulation through SEGIM, hybrid workforce models, and more flexible full-time work arrangements. First, in terms of labour market instability, Malaysia now has around 3 million self-employed or gig workers. This means fewer people are available for permanent roles and organizations may struggle to maintain a strong full-time talent pool. Addressing this issue help HR maintain a stable pipeline of full-time employees, reduce hiring delays, prevent productivity loss, and retain critical expertise within the organization. Secondly, gig work affect organizational commitment. Many Malaysians prefer gig jobs because of flexibility and autonomy. Full-time jobs become less attractive when they cannot offer the same flexibility. Workers clearly express this. For example, as you can see the opinion by the driver itself, I enjoy being my own boss and the flexibility is great. If organizations fail to respond, they will continue losing employees to gig work. By addressing this issue, HR can help reduce turnover, improve retention of skilled workers, increase employee engagement, and strengthen organizational loyalty. As you can see, the following references were used as the main source to support the analysis, finding, and solution presented in my assignment. That's all from me. Thank you so much. Bye!